All right, so here we have a typical chrome bathtub drain problem, which is the chrome has come off over time. Now, so we want to change that. And you think, well, how do you do that? Well, you can call a plumber and you can spend about $200, or you can do it yourself for probably $40 and be done in about 5 minutes. Faster than you can find a plumber to come out, never mind have the time. So I've never done one of these before, so we're going to do it together, but I'm very sure I know how to do it. So the first thing you need, and really the only thing you need other than the part, which you can get from your local store, is this. It's a tub tool. So drain remover. So I've already cut the bottom of this, and I've never used one of these before, so I don't really know the details, but I can tell you that they're pretty straightforward because there's nothing much here. So 2 sizes. And all you do is, if you have a pop-up like we do, just unscrew it, it'll just pop out. And then what you do is take the drain tool, put it in, and no, it doesn't work that way, so guess which way you put it? That's right, that way. Now you could try to muscle this thing and turn it, or every tub tool I've seen has these holes in it. And this is a solid unit, so I'm just going to put this in like that, take a screwdriver through it, and twist and unscrew. There we go, look at that. It's actually a little more loose than I would have thought. And you just keep unscrewing it. Now this tub tool cost me about $6 Canadian, so it gives you a pretty good idea that it's not very complex. It's available at every hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, in my case Canadian Tire, because I'm in Canada. And yeah, that's about it. So let's just continue unscrewing this. Now we got some scuzzies down here. I'm going to remove those so you don't get grossed out. It's also another benefit of pulling this drain apart is you get rid of all of the hair and stuff that gets caught in there. But you can see this is the part you need. And then the only other thing you need is some plumber's putty, and we'll show you how to put that on. And by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, in the interim, I also completed a patch and some paint, and we have used this Rust-Oleum product for that to repaint that patch. And we have separate videos on the patching, we have a separate video on the painting, and now we have a separate video on this, replacing this unit, right? The drain itself. So what I've done is I've gone, in my case, to Lowe's, and I sourced this for $35 Canadian. And one thing I noticed, by the way, which was quite interesting, was in our old unit, in our old plug, it had a metal post. However, we have the same drain in our downstairs basement, and it had a plastic post. And you can see that that plastic post has snapped. So when you're buying these, you might want to take note of what that actual material is. So in my case, I took the old post and I put it in the old tub, and this is just garbage from the old from a different tub. So I did get to repurpose it a bit. Okay, anyway, let's get to this. So this is just a standard drain. I'm expecting nothing. This just pops down, pop down, pop up. There we go. Now, one thing to note: this O-ring, I suppose you could leave it on, but you shouldn't. And the reason you shouldn't is if you do, it's too thick, and what you're probably going to end up with is a whole lot of a big gap around your drain hole, and as a result, you're probably going to get mold and fungus. So what you should use is plumber's putty. Plumber's putty is super cheap. This tub, what is this? 14 ounce, about 400 gram. Was, I think, $5. So let's just show you how this works. It's very easy to use. So you just take it, stick your fingers in it, grab the big bunch of it. Don't worry about grabbing too much. Just grab a whole pile of it. There we go. Now, what you do is you roll it in your hands like this, and you want to do the Play-Doh thing. Yay! And you just want to get this as to be a thin, long worm. Okay? That's actually too long. But that's okay, too long isn't a problem. And what you do is you take your drain, and yeah, that's actually too much. So I'm just gonna pull this off, and put that back in the tub. See, doesn't make any difference, right? Now you take this worm and you put it around and you squeeze it down a bit. And you can probably guess where this is going. So yeah, so just make sure it's sort of butted up to the threads a bit. And you'll see, well, that looks like hell. Yeah, but it just comes off, see? I'll just pull it off, right? So what you do now is you put this in. Oh, first thing you've got to do is take the plug out so you can use your drain tool to put it back, to put this one back in. So let's pop that in by hand. There we go. And then we just start twisting it down. When it gets tight, we're going to put a bar across it, which in my case is a screwdriver. And that's that. Shit. Now, one thing you want to do is make sure that you don't put it in cross-threaded like I just did, because that's, well, that's just bad news all over the place. And just look at that, it's just squishing out, right? So you can just take your finger, rub that along. Don't worry about it, this will all wash off, right? It's just putty. It's like Play-Doh. It's just exactly like Play-Doh. All right, and it's gonna give you a nice watertight seal. There it is. All right, see that? It's gonna squish virtually all of it out, right? And that is just what you want. Right, so just put it back in the tub, because when you seal it back up, it's going to be just like Play-Doh, good for years to come. And you never know where you're going to need it. Now, when you get this down, you really want to give this an extra crank. Make sure that that is watertight. There we go. And that's that. So we'll just clean this up now. And little pro tip is don't push too hard on it like I did there, because mostly it wants to peel off. So now we're just going to wash this off. Then that's good. Now let's just pop this in, screw it down. There, and now just push, sealed, unsealed. Right, easy McPeasy, Billy. All right, and watertight. Looks like a pro job. So replacing this would cost, probably $200 by the time you're done. Getting somebody in to paint a crack or a set of chips or that sort of damage probably cost you over $100. And repairing the tub itself would cost somewhere in the area of $200 as well. We've had it done 3 times professionally before in these back areas. I don't think they've done a better job than I have. And we paid $150, and the last time we had it done was about 3 years ago. So yeah, so you're going to pay, this whole set would probably cost you, if you wanted this replaced, the patch and the painting would probably cost you, if you got it all done at the same time, probably cost you about 250 bucks. We did it for $40 for the unit, and the rest of this kit was about $40, $50, and the paint was about 22, so about 100 bucks in parts. And yeah, this just looks night and day, and it's waterproof. And when we go to sell a house in 6 months, it'll make an enormous difference to the people that are buying it. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or concerns, please get a hold of us at www.urtech.ca. Thank you. Bye-bye.